I hit that. All right, perfect. Mic check.
Why are they not working?
Check one. Hello?
Oh, maybe. You want me to do advanced audio?
No. Okay, the mics are not working.
That's the podium.
Yeah.
Oh, the ceiling maybe?
No, it shouldn't be all the way up.
No? Okay.
These are mics that may not even be, you only got
Connected?
one, yeah. So usually when you connect the mics work automatically. They're probably listening to us right now.
Hello? Hello?
No, still not.
Commissioner Canada to talk about the.
Okay, there it goes.
Check one.
Oh, there it goes.
Let's try you.
Check.
Okay.
That's loud. All right. Cool. Should I turn it down a little bit? Let's turn it down. Down. Hello?
It's just yours.
Oh, just mine?
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're number 6. So
Okay.
you want-
Mic check. 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 Okay. That's good.
So if someone is too loud, just
I can
lower
just-
it. Yeah,
I can
just
just
lower
hit
it a
'em.
little bit, yeah.
Thanks for turning them off. All right, perfect. Okay, great. It is 6:34 p.m. For the Economic Development Corporation, we'll go ahead and call, item number 1, call to order. Item number 2, roll call and excused absences. We have 3 excused absences, Mr. Justin Treesh, Derek Ottman, and Mr. Staj Boyle. Can I get a motion? Get you.
A motion to excuse the members that have pre-approved absence.
Okay.
I
So
second.
So I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, perfect. Okay, item number 3, invocation of moment of silence. Can we take a moment for a second, please? All right, perfect. Thank you. Item number 4, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Perfect. Item 5, citizens to be heard, assuming I don't see any citizens. I believe I can probably skip that section. Okay, I see it nod, perfect. Item 6, consent agenda. All items listed below are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the corporation and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a corporation member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda. Item 6A, approval of minutes for January 16, 2025, regular call meeting. Item 6B, approval of financial and sales tax reports for December 2024. Item 6C, approval of reimbursement to the City of Cibolo General Fund for staff time working on Cibolo Economic Development Corporation projects for January 25. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns of those items? If not, then I'll request a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve consent agenda items 6A, 6B, and 6C.
Okay,
I'll second.
perfect. Got a motion, got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect, thank you. Okay, item 7A, discussion action to make a recommendation to the city council on an appointment of an EDC board member to serve on the Capital Improvement Advisory Committee, kayak, for a 3-year term. And that's all it says, and I believe, Clancy, you want to speak to that?
Yes, sir. Good evening, directors. This was something we mentioned in our meeting in January that we're going to bring back. So every year, we review our impact fees and do a program study update. As part of that process, City Council requests members of this body to participate in that. So what we're seeking today is a motion and a second to nominate one member of this body to serve as the EDC representative on this. And basically what this position does is you're appointing a member to the kayak committee, and this appointment is going to be involved in city water, wastewater, roadway, and drainage impact fee updates, which we update annually. So that concludes my report. Upon action, we will take the recommendation from this body to City Council during their next meeting.
Okay, perfect.
That was a question for the next meeting, but it will be during a subsequent meeting for them to appoint.
Okay, all right, perfect. I think last month I was nominated for this, so if you guys just want to go ahead and nominate me, we'll go ahead and do a motion and call it a night on that item. So, okay, can I go get a motion to nominate me for the kayak, please?
Yeah. I make a motion to nominate Marcus Mattingly for the kayak.
I second.
Okay, perfect. Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, perfect.
I did it.
I almost did a nay, Peggy, just to put it for the record. Almost did it.
And we appreciate you volunteering for that.
More voluntold, but that's okay. That's okay. No worries, no worries. Okay. Item 7B, discussion, direction, and/or action involving updates regarding the retail study. Mr. Clancy.
Okay, so CDS was in our community this past week. They surveyed business owners. They came and met with business owners. They surveyed our environment. They actually went outside our city limits and looked at the competition set. Part of that process with CDS, they did a public survey of the community. That will end on Friday. So if you haven't seen it in social media push, it's still available. It's to take. It takes about 15 minutes or so. And you can provide all sorts of feedback through that survey. So far to date, we've had 1,363 responses, which by their account is great community engagement for a community our size to be involved that heavily in the survey. We've only pushed it out via social media on our website, and it's been about a week or so with that push. So to get that response rate is kind of amazing. So that's moving forward, and as we get pieces in, we will start to paint the picture of where we look from a retail standpoint, and we'll bring that back to this body to review and look at everything.
What was the responses, the number?
1,363.
Thank you.
So it's quite a response. I've been around a little bit. I think we all can agree that's a great community involvement. It's enough of a data set to pull some realistic data out of. So
And when does the survey stop?
it will close this Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah,
Okay.
Friday. Well, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Wow, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
21st.
Okay, so Friday.
And then that concludes that item. I'm happy to answer any questions. As they pull that together and we get preliminary drafts and everything, I will forward that on and we can review and refine and everything.
Okay. I'm sorry, just refresh my memory. Is this an EDC initiative or is this something that the city council did?
This is an EDC. This is forgive me, something
I'm just trying to remember. I don't remember.
So with the retail study, it's a council initiative
It's a council initiative.
but
Yeah, I'm just
EDC
trying to remember, okay.
Where the EDC is managing the project.
Of course,
Because it helps us.
understood.
Yeah.
Yes,
sorry.
understood.
Two budgets, two priorities to manage.
Okay, gotcha, understood. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments on item 7B? Okay, perfect. I guess there's no really direction other than we'll just look forward to see what the survey, you said next month we'll get an idea of the,
Hopefully in the next month or so, we'll get
so.
a preliminary draft of
Okay.
the report and everything.
study.
And be able to discuss it at more length and maybe have a presentation at
okay,
that point.
perfect. Okay, item 7C, discussion, direction, or action involving updates regarding the small business subcommittee. And are we going to go with Patricia or are we going to go with?
Yes, I'll give you guys an update. We met again and we discussed a lot of things. We talked about increasing the big that we have now. We talked about expanding it. We talked about a separate grant, which is kind of where, in the end, that's where we were leading. And so what we want to do is we're going to look at some other chambers and kind of see how they do things. We talked about a lot of things like doing grants or loans that turn into grants if they can stay in business. We talked about not wanting to use any of our grant monies as a last-ditch effort to stay open for businesses. We don't want to be that kind of, we want to make sure that when we're giving them money, that they are actually strong enough to stay in business on their own and continue to bring in revenue and support the city with their taxes. Yeah, so that was one thing we had talked about, and we were going to put something together, but basically what we're going to recommend is that we leave the big grant as it is, and we actually do a second grant, and we're not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but we want to just leave the big for now, and in October, we launch our new grant, which could expand outside of Old Town, and we would have that come into effect in the fall. We're going to start advertising throughout the year so that people know it's coming. Our small businesses can look forward to that and get all of their stuff ready. We talked about things that we might want them to provide in order for them to qualify for the grants. But Clancy is going to come up with something for us in the next
Yes,
meeting.
we'll
But
have a draft
we're
in
going to
March.
hold off until Derek is back because he's out of country. So once he's back, that's when we're going to take action, just because he was in on it and we thought it would be good for him to be here to talk about it. But next meeting, we'll have something for the board to look at and kind of overview of what we looked at and what we're trying to recommend that we do moving forward. Did I miss anything?
Absolutely perfect.
All right. Took notes.
I mean, I like the idea of, as far as that grant, to be with an already established company that already has performance and has the ability to maintain versus sort of a fail-safe,
Yes.
you know,
yes.
pull the
Exactly.
rig. And
So like with the big, we know it's, because it's for the exterior, it's for the facade. It's really not to help them upgrade their kitchen or to get any new furniture, anything that they need. But we talked about there are people, when you have new builds like we do in most of the city, we may not need to do facade work, but we talked about things that we could do is help them maybe cover if they're cover fees that might be part of, their, like if they're a chain, they might have fees or stuff, or maybe the owner may not want to build out as they needed to. So those are things that we think they might be able to come with us for the big grant. So not to keep them in business, but to help them get started and be, a successful business in Cibolo.
Okay, perfect. I'm excited to see what that's going to look like.
Me too.
Yeah, all right. And you said we're going to have a draft,
Should have a draft.
actually like draft guidelines, sort of similar to our big grant?
Right, so we're going to take essentially the bones of the big grant and apply it to a citywide grant.
Okay,
And then bring it back to you all during the March meeting to kind of comb through it, work through anything, add things, subtract things. And then the May meeting, we will seek approval of it to launch in October.
okay.
And that meeting, actually, Izzy will be back too. So
Yes.
it's a great meeting to do everything.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
That's it? Okay, perfect. Any other questions, comments from the board members? No? All right. That is our last item. Wow, that's nice. Okay, so we want to go into executive session? Yes? Okay, perfect. So right now I have time is 6:46, item 8, executive session. The Cibolo Economic Development Corporation will convene an executive session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and 551.087, economic development, to deliberate and seek legal advice regarding the following 8A project freeze. Time is 8:46. We are going into executive session.